Dricus du Plessis hits back at Sean Strickland and Alex Pereira. After DDP's victory over Israel Adesanya, several contenders emerged for the South African's next title defense. However, the most prominent name was former champion Alex Pereira, who didn't hesitate to express his intentions on social media. Now, the Brazilian, who has won and defended the light heavyweight title, has said he's willing to move back down and wait for the fight. Pereira is getting ready to defend his title against Khalil Roundtree at UFC 307, but is also thinking about making one final move back to the 185. Sean Strickland also called out DDP. After Sean's razor-close defeat to DDP, Strickland thinks he can recapture the middleweight belt. Dricus du Plessis claps back at both Pereira and Strickland. Alex Pereira, you and your boyfriend Sean Strickland can have a domestic dispute on who gets slept first. The first fight between du Plessis and Strickland in January was extremely close, and many fans thought Strickland had done enough to win, and the fight ended with a split decision. Which matchup are you most looking forward to? DDP Strickland or DDP Pereira? Leave your comments below. Dana White reacts to Alex Pereira's call for middleweight title shot. My take on him is he's fucking nasty. White told MMA Junkie. That's my take on him. He wants to move up. He wants to move down. He wants to go everywhere. That's why people love him. Those are the type of fighters people love. Pereira wants to fight everybody. I love it. The thing that's great about it is, this is why I said a minute ago, everybody loves him and he's great, but it also gives us a ton of options that as we're in matchmaking, should we do this? Should we do that? It's a good problem to have with a guy like him. How about he's on vacation and accepts the last minute fight? Everything about Alex Pereira is what makes fans absolutely love the guy. Merab Dvalishvili slams Umar Nurmagomedov for demanding next title shot. Merab shared his thoughts on who should get the next bantamweight title shot during an interview with MMA Junkie. While most people believe that Umar's win over Corey Sandhagen makes him the top contender, the Machine has a different opinion. As someone who had to fight several top-ranked opponents to secure a title shot, Merab wants other fighters in his division to follow a similar route. Merab thinks Deiveson Figueiredo deserves the next title shot over Umar. Quote, he beat one former champion in this weight class and one title challenger, and he beat Rob Font, and Figueiredo is former champion. He has big name and he deserves it. Umar, he only beat Corey Sandhagen from top 15. He only beat one guy from top 15. And why does he deserve to fight for the belt? I'm not saying even if I would be champion, he has to fight Sean O'Malley. He doesn't have to. I don't think he deserves to fight for the belt, you know? That's my opinion. Merab's main goal is to naturally win the bantamweight title. He looks fully healed from his previous cut and is set to showcase his skills on September 14th against Sugar Sean. Joe Rogan reacts to Dana White's obsession with Jon Jones. Dana's admiration for Jones goes beyond typical praise. It's almost an obsession. Dana never misses a press conference to call Jones the greatest mixed martial artist of all time, and it's easy to see why. Jones's raw talent, sheer dominance in the octagon, and the way he's shaped the sport have made him a pivotal figure in MMA. However, due to his issues outside the cage, including steroid problems, many MMA fans don't consider him the GOAT and are annoyed by Dana's obsession. In a guest appearance on a podcast, Joe Rogan reacted to this situation. Joe believes there are some factors to consider while discussing the GOAT debate.
That is the argument, right? Like, who is the GOAT? You have to take into account the things that didn't go that well. You have to take into account the fight like Thiago Santos, right? That fucker goes to a split decision. You're like, whoa, Dominic Reyes. Dominic Reyes thought he won the fight. I think if you look at Jon Jones,
he wins the decision by dominating the later rounds.
Because for the first 3 rounds, Dominic Reyes was winning. One fucking judge gave Jon 4 rounds to 1. That's insane.
I don't think there is a greatest ever, because there's different weight classes. Khabib definitely is in the conversation. He's the only like a really elite guy to retire undefeated.
Gilbert Burns wants to make one final title run. Burns hasn't fought since being knocked out by rising contender Jack Della Maddalena at UFC 299 in March. After fighting 3 times in 4 months earlier in 2023, he's only fought once in the past 2 years. Now, Durinho is back in the right mindset. I'm super excited to be back there and finish this guy get back and prove to me and all the critics that I still belong at the top and I still have one more title run left in me. Burns told MMA Junkie, "We're always going to have hate. If you don't have hate, you're not doing something right. There's always noise. There's always something. I like that. It's always a chip on the shoulder that we've got to go over there and show up. I like to prove people wrong that I still belong at the top of the division. I have a criteria now." Burns said, "We talked to the coaches. I've got to be in shape. I've got to be healthy, 0 injuries. My weight is always good, but if I'm training, if I'm in shape, if I'm injury-free, for sure I'm fighting again soon. But let's see how the fight goes on Saturday. I'm planning on finishing Sean Brady early, not too early, but I think in the first 3 rounds I'll be able to capitalize on something and get a finish. If I have no injuries, we'll see. I'm planning on calling those guys out in the top 5 and get another one in December or January. I have a little pressure, Burns said. I've got to win this fight. It's not that I've got to win the fight. I want to win the fight. I want to win. I want to beat this guy. I know I'm capable. I just have to make the weight, stay sharp this whole week, show up there 100% and beat this guy. I do believe I will. I'll be able to finish him. It's not an easy job, easier said than done, so I've got to go out there and execute. He's a tough one, not an easy fight. I just think I've got so much experience with all these tough guys back to back. A murderer's row. I've fought all the toughest guys in the division. Chael Sonnen thinks Alex Volkanovski should definitely move up to lightweight unless he wants to be a gatekeeper. In a recent video on his YouTube channel, Chael reflected on Volk's current position in the fight world. Volk still wants to come back. Where do we want to put him? If he came in and said, I'm a title shot guy, that's it. I believe they would say, okay. But he doesn't want to fight anyone specific. He just wants the title back. That is a different motivation. I won't question it. I'm speaking for me as a fan. I would rather a match, a specific match. You want to know what I want for Volk? I want him at 155. And I don't want to talk about titles right now. I want to see an awesome match. I want to see Volk and Charles Oliveira at 155 pounds. I also think outcome-wise, I think you land in a higher spot whether you beat Charles or you don't beat Charles. You go into a championship fight and you get beat. That will never return. That hope and dream is gone forever. It's to the point where unless you want to be a gatekeeper of some regard, here are your walking papers. It would be that severe in a title fight. That would not be the case at 155 versus Charles. Alex is focused on getting back his featherweight title, but he's also thought about taking an exciting fight at 155 pounds, while El Matador and Max Holloway square off at UFC 308 in Abu Dhabi next month. Recently, Volk hinted that he's open to waiting for a fight with the winner of the October 26th main event. However, Chael believes that sticking to featherweight and pushing for a title shot right away might not be the best move. What do you think should be next for Volkanovski? Should he focus on reclaiming the featherweight title, or would you like to see him take a thrilling fight at 155 pounds? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for daily MMA news.